A very good morning, dear students. Welcome to social science class where we were discussing about our civics chapter 5, that is judiciary. So in our previous day we discussed about the structure of the code, means the types of the codes which are prevail in our country. So we basically have three types of code, or we can say we have codes at three level. One is district level, then another one is a high court level, and another one is the supreme court. So there we have discussed that that is a district court where most of the people approach with their cases, and it is at every district level. Then we have the next one, the high court. So high court, it binds the district level court decision. So each state has a high court. And then we have the supreme court, and supreme court is the top level court where all the decisions which are being made by the district court as well as the high court are bound by the supreme court. So supreme court is the top level court. When people are not satisfied, or they think that it is the decision which is made by the high court is unjust, then they can approach to the supreme court with the same case. Okay, so that's what we discussed, and in today's class we are going to discuss about what are the different branches of the legal system. So the branches of the legal system are two. One is criminal law and another one is the civil law. So what does it include in criminal law? Let us see that. So it deals with or conduct or act the law defines as offenses, those which are minor cases, which includes the offenses. So it deals with conduct or acts that are the law that the law defines as the offense. So it basically includes the offenses which are being in front of the law. So examples are like thefts, harassing a woman, dowry, murder, etc., included in the criminal law. Then it usually begins with the lodging of a first information report (FIR) with the police who investigates the crime, after which a case is filed in the court. So it basically starts with the FIR. Everybody knows about that first information report. So after filing that first information report with the police or in the police station, then they investigate on the crime, and after that a case is being filed. That is basically happens with the criminal law. Then if found guilty, the accused can be sent to jail, and also, so if the after the court case, if the person is found guilty, then he can be accused for jail. Then next is the civil law, deals with any harm or injury to rights of individuals. So it basically includes dealing, or it basically deals with the harm or injury that is being caused to the each individual's right. So it can be dispute relating to sale of land, purchase of goods, rent matter, divorce cases, etc., are being considered in the civil law. So it basically deals with the harm or injury to the rights of the individual. Then we have the same in the civil law. A petition has to be filed before the relevant court by the affected party only. So affected party has to fulfill a petition where they have to fulfill a kind of form, and then before the relevant court, before by the affected party only. So affected party has to submit a petition, then only that case will go on as per the civil law. Then the court gives the specific relief asked for, and court also gives a specific relief which are being asked by the both the parties. So here you can see the differences which are being taken from your book. So deals with conduct or act the law defines as offenses, same which we have discussed. Then deals with any harm, injury, right or individual, same thing. It usually begins with the lodging of a FIR. Third point you can just add, if found guilty. Okay, we already discussed the same points which are also taken from book, so you can just go through it. Then we have the does everyone have access to the courts? This is the next topic. So all citizens of India can access the court in this country. In our country, every person, every individual can approach to the court. This means that every citizen has a right to justice through the courts. So every individual, if they feel that their rules or their rights are being violated, they can approach to the court. The courts are available for all, but in reality, access to court has always been difficult for vast majority of the people in India. It is true that everybody can reach or everybody can approach the court, but for a long period of time or some time, it is very difficult for the people to access easily to the court. So legal procedures involves a lot of money as well as paperwork, as well as it is a time taking process. So legal procedures, if they want to file a case, if they want to get justice for that particular case, then it is a very long process and it involves a lot of money, lot of paperwork, lot of formalities they have to fulfill. So it's a very time consuming active act. Then we have, in response to this, so while this is a time consuming as well as it is difficult for some majority of people or some people to approach to the court, in response to that, Supreme Court in the early 1980s devised a mechanism of public interest litigation. So PIL. So PIL is a kind of a device or kind of a way through which every individual can access to the um, justice easily. So it is being it is devised by the Supreme Court in 1980s. So in 1980s, while looking into the time consuming matter or a majority of people are unable to approach to the court, the Supreme Court, looking into all these matters, Supreme Court in the early 1980s, they devised a mechanism which is known as public interest litigation, PIL, and that has increased the access to the justice or access to the court. It allowed any individual or organization to file a bill in the High Court or in the Supreme Court on behalf of those whose rights were being violated. So, as per this bill, that is public interest litigation, it allows any individual or any organization to file a case, to file a bill in the High Court or in the Supreme Court if they think that their rights are being violated. Okay. So the phrase which say that justice delayed is justice denied. So meaning is that is the often to characterize extended time, it is say that the justice is often used to characterize extended time. Justice is always taking a long period of time in courts. Then however, in spite of this, there is no denying that judiciary has played a crucial role in democratic India. Though it's a time taking process, it's a little bit more formalities are being included, more paperwork, more money, but still judiciary has played a very important role in democratic India. So serving as a check on the power of the executive and legislature, as well as in protecting the fundamental rights of the citizen, judiciary is very, very, very important. So to protect the laws, to protect the rights of the individuals, rights of the citizens, it is very important to have justice in a particular country. So judiciary has played a very great role in a democratic country where each and every people have the right to approach to the court if they think that their rights are being violated in the society. So that is all for today, and as your exams are over, so you will be sent with homework by today itself, okay, in Google Classroom. Thank you so much.